This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runner's Alley, coming at you from the 2018 Division Championships here on a rainy morning in Dairyfield, but it's just like cross country, isn't it?
Unbelievable day. Perfect day for racing.
Tim Cox with Jimmy McKenzie. Today's Meat Hub is brought to you by Bees Tees. If you didn't know about Bees Tees, they're a great company out of Keene. Former runner from Messinic as well as Keene State, Tim Pipp. He's the owner and proprietor. They are the ones responsible for the shirts this year for NHCC.com. So teams to look for in this girls' race. It's about to go off in just a few minutes. It is actually a toss-up a bit on who's gonna win today, Jimmy. We got defending champion Pinkerton, who just has been starting to come on as of late, which is kind of the way Amy Bernard kind of plans it.
Yeah, I mean, she's always got her girls in the right position. She'll be challenged today. Bishop Girton's starting to come around. Exeter's looking good. Hey, how about the girls from Salem?
Hey, those girls from Salem, it's like the no-name defense from the Miami Dolphins in 1970-something, yeah. Right? I mean, but they're just one pack, and they run really, really strong and smart, actually. They're just young, so they're battle-tested on the middle school level. We'll see how battle-tested they are today. Yeah. A great first step for experience, at the very least. And what about, and then BG has been coming around kind of nicely also. They're coming off being top New Hampshire team down at Brown. They edged Exeter, which is a former #1 ranked team from from earlier this season. Exeter could come around too.
Yeah, Exeter, it's unbelievable how strong they look this year. You know, after losing perhaps the best runner in the state.
Yep. And
look at how they come together.
Yeah,
build a good program.
Isn't that funny how that happens sometimes?
It happens all the time.
I mean, I remember Jeremy Broussard graduated, and he was our top guy. And then the very next year, all the other guys stepped up. It was kind of like he established a pecking order, and then once he graduated, there was no pecking order anymore.
Right. And that's to me, that's one of the worst things in cross country is when you have that pecking order established. It's not a good thing. That's why you want to be 10 strong, so everybody's fighting for their spots.
So who do you have today individually, Jim?
Well, individually, you got to go with Kaylee Coffin.
Is it Callie or Callie? I think it's Callie.
Callie Coffin.
Is it Callie?
Nashua South.
Pretty sure.
Never can sleep on any of the girls from Pinkerton.
Correct.
You know, they're going to be right there. You got Megan Cross.
Don't sleep on Caroline Fisher either.
Never. Not her.
She qualified for NXN just a couple years ago.
And Carolyn Toll's looking good too.
Yep.
Violet Sullivan, who
just committed to UNH.
Oh wow, that's
just
good.
Last night.
That's a major program for girls running right now.
It is. It's great to have kind of a homegrown program. Looks like we're about ready to get started here. Also, Carly Rinko, I would say, from Bedford. She always kind of is definitely competing in that top pack on every race this year. Very solid, consistent runner.
Yep. It's gonna be a battle, to see what teams actually move on to MOCs.
Yep, this first race, I think the course conditions will be fine, to be quite honest with you.
Right.
We'll see how it goes with D2 later on today.
Yeah, the rain's starting to come down, but not real hard yet. So
kind of the forecast is pretty spot on. Don't forget Ariana Braccio either, from Nashua North. She's been coming on great.
She's steady. Morgan Arcott of Concord's decent.
Yep, definitely.
So you got all sorts of contenders today.
So the starter, they're just communicating right now.
Salem's Natalie Carrier. She's been good all year as a freshman.
Guns up. Here we go. 2018 NHIAA Divisional State Championships are off and running. And this first part of the hill, you just kind of got to get out and settle as quick as you can, because you could really make a mistake on this first part.
And there's not a lot of runners in this race, so it's not a bad start here.
Looks like Exeter's out. South is out.
Morgan Orcott's got the lead right now. Carolyn Fisher right in front.
I don't see Callie Coffin.
I didn't see her either.
All right, we can see our leaders coming around the corner now. We are right in this first loop. We do see Caroline Fisher first through this mud. Hasn't been beat up too much, but that is still pretty thick. Little bit of rain coming down. Looks like we have all the girls going that inside corner. Might not be the best strategy, but it sure is fun to watch. A lot of racing to go after this point. And this mud pit here is only going to get worse as the day progresses. See some runners going a little bit wide of it, staying a little bit more on top. A couple skirting the edge. But we'll throw it down to Jimmy and Tim at the 1 mile, see how things are shaking up with the leaders.
All right, so here we are at the mile mark. And honestly, Jimmy, I didn't see Callie Coffin. Maybe she was just hanging back. But first runners should be coming through, and we should get actually a good idea of where the teams are stacking up heading into the upper loop, which is the hardest part.
Yeah, I didn't see her. I mean, that doesn't mean that she's not in there.
She's usually out right away, but we could be
Caroline
wrong.
Fisher's leading the way.
All right, so Caroline Fisher, if Callie Coffin was in this race, she'd be running right with Caroline Fisher right now. And right now at the mile mark, we're at 5:50 right now, so Fisher's out pretty hard.
Yep.
That's Braccio, and then Violet Sullivan, and then Caroline Toll. 5:57 at the mile. Second girl from South, Mercier from Exeter. Right now, Exeter and Bishop Garden. And there's Megan Cross, who does take it a little easy in the first part, from Pinkerton, Maureen Orcutt, Carly Rinko, second girl from Bedford. And then there's 3, count them, 3 Salem right there, following the plan. 3 Salem, I see 3 Exeter. Exeter's sitting right on them. Pinkerton, Sierra April, number 2. She is also a second half runner. Number 3, Preble from Pinkerton. There's 3 from Pinkerton. First Central.
Exeter's 5 right there.
Yep, there's Exeter's 5, and that's Bishop Girton's 3-4, correct?
That would be 4-5.
4-5.
I mean, yeah.
What Pinkerton? How many Pinkerton now?
3-4.
3-4 right there. Concord's pack. Concord making a play here a bit. And the story of the day probably is no Callie Coffin on the individual side.
There's Salem's.
Salem's?
Yeah.
What number was that for Salem?
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. They might be looking at the second half of the course, which is not a bad way to attack this course.
No, not at all.
A lot of girls are wearing a top as far as the long sleeve is concerned. No tights so far. A couple exceptions to that. What would you do today? Would you wear tights or just go straight shorts?
Right at this point right now, no, definitely not tights.
Definitely not.
No.
I think they're just gonna get wet and cold.
Yeah, I don't care about my legs. The upper part is where I really actually would care about. And it's not that bad right now. The rain is not that hard. So I think it's a regular race right now.
This is cross country weather right now.
Yeah, if you're not used to it right now.
So right now the race is being waged up top, and we'll see how they come off the hill. And a lot of times that's where it stands. So we're gonna have a new spot right now. New spot's gonna be by the tree. We'll see you. We'll see you then. Okay, here we are, Jimmy Mack, Tim Cox. We're at about, what do you think, about 2.5 miles right here, Jim?
Yep.
Coming off the hills. We were just discussing who we think is in the lead at this point as a team, and Jimmy had a great take on it.
So I thought as we were coming by us, definitely Exeter and Girton were in the dogfight, and Salem had 3 girls up there, but their 4th and 5th was a little too far back. But Pinkerton, was definitely climbing up. You can't say that they were out of the fight yet. It was only a mile into it.
No, and a lot can happen on top of that hill.
Exactly.
A lot can happen. Things are won and lost on top of the hill. And then here, what are you thinking? You raced this. What year was your senior year?
82.
Oh, here we come.
Here we go.
And it looks like Caroline Fisher has opened up her lead. Looks tremendous coming off the hills. And we are sitting at 15-12 right now, looking tremendous. So Bishop Girton has a 1. Bishop Girton has a 2 in Caroline Toll. So they go on 1-2. That's 3 points through 2/5. And the leader's coming. So that's a 1. That's 3 points, and they're way out. We did get some news from Callie Coffin's coach. She is out for the rest of the season, unfortunately, with an avulsion fracture. We'll talk about that in a minute. But here's Pinkerton and Megan Cross. We called it second half, battling with Violet Sullivan and South's first girl. And that's your 3-4-5. So Pinkerton and Exeter has 1 in.
South looks strong.
South looks strong through there. And then who's this? And here's Braccio from North. We thought that she'd be in the top 5, top 6, and she's running true to form. I think this is comfortable for runners right now.
Perfect. Because Morgan Orcutt.
Morgan Orcutt. So this is a tight team race. And here comes Exeter's Grace Mercier. So there's 2 for Exeter.
2 for Exeter.
So Exeter has probably 13 points through 2. Salem Central, 2 Salem, That's Pinkerton's second, Pinkerton's third. So Pinkerton's the first team with 3 coming across. Carly Renko is there. Central's second, Exeter's third. Right now it's Exeter and Pinkerton with 3, but Bishop Girton with the 1-2. Those are the low numbers. Caroline Fisher looked great. I don't think anybody's going to catch her. Exeter's 4th, Salem's 3rd. So Exeter's 4th. Exeter's right in the thick of this. If we see another Exeter coming around the corner, it's going to be really interesting. Keene, Londonderry's freshman. Pinkerton's 4th or 5th. Is that Pinkerton? Pinkerton's 4 and 5 right there. Pinkerton's 4 and 5. Morgan Nault, Concord's 2nd. Exeter's 4th. Central. Winnacunnet. Concord's.
Comes Girton's 3rd, but it's going to be too far back if they don't.
They need 4 or 5 also. How many did Exeter have again? 4?
4. Concord's actually got quite a few
Concord has a group in. Exeter's, is that 5 for Exeter?
5 for Exeter.
Okay, so Exeter's 5th. She probably needs to move up a little bit. And then we're going to catch the finish here. And here we are, coming by the tree. This is Caroline Fisher, looking like she's going to claim the 2018 Division I title. Not far behind her is her teammate Caroline Toll, and that's the story. So when they're coming through again, we're going to try to get a better idea of where they're at as far as team scores are concerned. It's going to be 3 points for Bishop Girton. It's going to be 3 points for Bishop Girton. Pinkerton now moving up in the 3rd cross. That's important.
Oh yeah, she's working it up. It's a battle between Pinkerton and Exeter right now, it looks like.
I would say so, yes.
I just think the Girton girls are too far back.
I think Girton 5th just passed us at our spot. Exeter, Violet Sullivan is battling for 4th right now. That could be, I mean, a race like this, it could come down to that one battle.
And we can see our leaders. In 1st, Caroline Fisher, Bishop Girton. Her teammate, Caroline Toll, is gaining on her. Should be a good kick to this finish line as they look to skirt the side of the little bit of the dirt. Caroline coming in. Great finish from Caroline and her teammate, Caroline. So Bishop Girton going 1 and 2. In 3rd, we do have Pinkerton's 1st. I believe that is Megan Cross.
Come on, Meg, let's go!
See her followed closely by South's 1st, as well as Exeter. That is Violet Sullivan of Exeter. So South's 1st is not Callie Coffin. We'll see how that shapes up. But again, teams to watch, we have Pinkerton, Bishop Girton, Exeter, Salem, Concord, and Bedford. Pinkerton with 2 across, Pinkerton with 1 across, Bishop Girton with 2, Exeter with 1. Haven't seen any Salem yet. They're more of a pack style team. They'll come a little bit later. As we do see North. That's Exeter's 2nd. Concord's 1st. And now the numbers are starting to pick up as we get a good kick with Salem's 1st, followed by Keene's 1st. Good pack of form that has Alvern, Salem, Pinkerton. So that's 2 Salem. This is number 3, I believe, for Pinkerton. Bedford with a runner. Exeter with another. Few teams sporting newer uniforms just for this championship meet, just to mess with us. Keene with another across. Salem with another one. Pinkerton as well. Exeter coming through. Bedford, and at this point, every spot starts to matter. Again, we have the top 7 teams will qualify for Meet of Champions, as well as the first 30 individuals. We have about 40 ladies across the line now. So the window starts closing for some of these individuals to make it. Got to rely on the team. Again, this is Division I, so they get to count on having 7 teams there. These girls giving it all they got to finish in this rain. Rain has picked up slightly over the course of this race. I believe that C I'm not recognizing is Central. So they had a couple runners up front. I believe that would be the Pepin sisters that we saw. A lot of good talent coming across the line. Very noticeable though, haven't seen Callie Coffin. Hopefully everything's going okay with her.
Good job, Grace! Good job! Atta girl!
Days like today with the weather, it's wet, it's cold, the wind's starting to pick up. You just got to put that stuff out of your mind. Focus on those 3.1 miles in front of you.
81, 82, 83, 84, 85.
Every girl here kind of has a different goal going into today, which makes it impressive. You know, some looking to get PR, some looking to get a certain top spot or top 5, top 10. Always interesting to talk to these ladies, hear about their goals for the day.
91. Still lightning. 93.
Always interesting to see how close the big pack of runners can be in a state championship meet like today. And then it starts to taper off a little bit. This has been NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runners Alley, coming to you from the 2018 Division I Girls State Championship. We're at Dairyfield Park in Manchester. Our meet hub this year brought to you by Bees Tees. Get all your apparel right from Keene. Owner is a former New Hampshire high school cross-country runner as well. Always great to support the local businesses. And we're gonna go get ready for the boys race.